Hi, let us review our JAMB assessment for week 1. So question 1 says the organelle responsible for the transportation of substance within the cell is, that is the endoplasmic reticulum. It is responsible for moving or transporting materials inside of the cell, within the cell. While cell membrane is responsible for moving material in and out of the cell, the chloroplast is a plastid, a double membrane plastid that is responsible for manufacturing of food. It contains chlorophyll needed in plant cells to make food. Lysosome is another organelle within the cell that contains enzyme that ingest one out part of the cell. They are often referred to as the suicidal bag of the cell. Question 2. The organelle solely responsible for respiration is, that is the mitochondria. The mitochondria. The nucleus is the centrally placed organelle within the cell that controls all other activities of the cell. It contains the hereditary information, the chromosome. It contains the nucleolus itself. And we've talked about endoplasmic reticulum earlier. Question 3. Sting cells are normally found in, that is hydra. Sting cells are found in hydra for protection. They are pneumatocysts. Question 4. Which of the following are differentiated into true root, stems, and leaf? Okay, so in the classification of plants, we talked about the vascular plants and the non-vascular plants. So the vascular plants, the pteridophytes, they have vascular bundles and they are well differentiated into root, stem, and leaf. The pteridophytes and as well as the spermatophytes possess true leaf, stem, and roots, while the bryophytes are not vascular plants that possess structures that look like root, stem, and leaves. So they are known to have false roots, stem, and leaves. Schizophytes are the simplest monerans. Algae are green plants without root, stem, and leaf. Microscopic plants, algae. Now let's see the next question. Fungi are heterotrophic because they, why are they considered to be heterotrophic? Why are they organisms that depend on autotrophs? Because they lack chlorophyll. They lack chlorophyll. On what structures are units of inheritance situated? That is the chromosomes. The chromosomes are found within the nucleus. They are the points within the nucleus that store hereditary information. They contains the gene that stores hereditary information. Which of the following organs or cell components are common to both the sporophytes and the gametophytes? That is the reproductive structure, the alternation of generation found in bryophytes and pteridophytes. So we have chloroplast present in both the sporophyte and the gametophyte stage of a fen or a bryophyte. It is common to both stages. The most successful group of animals in terms of diversity. We mentioned that the arthropods are the largest phylum of the animal kingdom. They are the largest phylum at all. So that is the most successful group of animals because they have various group of species of organisms, under them. The smallest living organism which share the characteristics of living and non-living, that is the virus. They are considered to be in borderline between living and non-living. They can only be referred to as living when they have a host to invade, and without a host they are crystal. They are non-living, so they are said to be in the borderline. Okay, the next question here says, which of the following organism does not exist as a single free living cell? Okay, so we have volvos. Volvos exist as colony. So it is not a free living cell. It is not an independent cell. Amoeba is a single cell. It is free living. Chlamydomonas is a single cell. It is free living. Paramecium is also a single cell and it is free living. Okay, so let's see week 2 JAMB assessment. Let's review that. Question 1 says angiosperm and gymnosperms belong to the class, and that is the spermatophytes. The vascular plants include the pteridophytes and the spermatophytes. So the spermatophytes include the angiosperm and the gymnosperm. The angiosperm are the true seed producing flowering plants, while the gymnosperm are the naked seed producing flowering plants. Okay, the chromosomes of members of the kingdom Monera are within Yes, the cytoplasm, and that is why they are referred to as the prokaryotic organisms. They do not have their DNA materials in a membrane organelle. So they are floating within the cytoplasm. The chromosomes are floating within the cytoplasm in monerans, a group of schizophytes. In terms of the number of individuals, which of the following taxa is the most inclusive? Ideally, the most inclusive should be the kingdom, but when you look at it down the hierarchy, the next level after the kingdom would be the phylum. We do not have the phylum here. The phylum is the most inclusive after the kingdom. Then after the phylum is the class, which is what? The most inclusive after the phylum. So the appropriate answer here is the class. It is the most inclusive from the options we have here, followed by the order, then the family, the genus, and then the species, which is what the smallest unit of classifying organisms. Now, the next question says a characteristics exhibited by all living organisms is. So let's see, do all living organisms exhibit sexual reproduction? No. Some exhibit asexual, some exhibit sexual, while some exhibit both. So it is not synonymous to all living organisms. Aerobic respiration? No. Some organisms exhibit anaerobic respiration like yeast, while some exhibit both aerobic and anaerobic. The ability to move from one place to another, that is a feature of animal. Plants moves, but they move part of their body, not from place to place. So that is a feature of animal. The ability to remove unwanted waste. Yeah, excretion is a feature that is common to to all living organisms, both plant and animals. So that is our answer. The ability to what? Remove unwanted waste, excess waste from the body, toxic waste substances from the body. In a cell, the genes are carried by, we have the nuclear membrane now. The chromatin threads are found, they are the threads that make up the chromosome. So that is where we have the gene located, inside the nucleus. The chromosome containing the chromatin threads inside the nucleus. Alternation of asexual and sexual mode of reproduction occur or is found in fern. Fern are referred to as drypteris. They are examples of drypteris. We can also have alternation of generation in biophytes, mosses and liverwort, for instance. So the next question, which of the following organism is multicellular? That is made up of more than a cell. Spirogyra is the right answer here. It is made up of several cells joined together end to end to form a filament. They are referred to as a filamentous organism. Amoeba is a single cell, so it is unicellular. Euglena is unicellular. Chlamydomonas is unicellular. Which of the following is not a function of the nucleus of a cell? It controls the life process of the cell. That is correct. It translates genetic information for the manufacture of protein. Let's see, that is correct. Yes, because it contains the DNA. It contains the chromosome that contains the DNA that is responsible for what? Translation and transcription, protein formation in the DNA of a cell. So it stores and carries hereditary information. That is correct. It is a reservoir of energy for the cell. That is the job of the mitochondria. So that is the one that has nothing to do with the nucleus. The next question says the dominant phase in the life cycle of a fern is the sporophyte. It is the dominant stage in the reproductive life cycle of a bryophyte or a pteridophyte, a fern, for instance. So the sporophyte is the dominant stage. Which of the following group of cells is devoid of true nucleus? We mentioned that earlier. Those are the prokaryotic monerans. Seed plants are known as spermatophytes. So those are the angiosperms and the gymnosperms. Monocots and dicots are examples of or types of angiosperms. Which of the following is the lowest category of classification, the smallest unit of classification? That is the species. The organelle involved in tissue respiration is mitochondria. Cellular respiration, aerobic respiration. Anaerobic occurs within the cytoplasm. The organ which is sensitive to light in Euglena, that is the eye spot for sensitivity in Euglena. In bryophytes, sex organs are produced in the gametophyte. We have the gametophyte as a non-dominant phase of the alternation of generation of bryophytes and pteridophytes, and we have the gametophyte to be the sex producing and the sex gamete producing phase, or the sex gamete and the gamete producing phase, the sex producing phase, while the sporophyte is the spore producing phase. Which of the following has the most primitive respiratory system? So in terms of evolutionary advancement, the least or the lowest organism here are the mollusk, the snail. So then we have the insects, the arthropods, and then the pisces, the fish, and then we have the mammals, mouse. So the least, the most primitive there is what? The snail, in terms of everything, including its respiratory system. Annelids differ from nematodes in that, well, they are both bilaterally symmetrical. Well, triboblastic is not what differentiates them. Segmentation with complete digestive systems. And the what differentiates annelids from nematodes is the fact that annelids are segmented. They are segmented. The body is made up of several segments. A distinguishing feature of mammals is the possession of hair, according to evolutionary advancement. That is hair. The group of arthropods that has no antenna is those are the arachnids, the scorpion, the spider, and the lion. Leech and earthworm belong to the phylum Annelids, segmented worms. Leeches and earthworms are segmented worms. Okay, so that is all the questions for second assessment week. Thank you.